Our last performance tonight is of William Pinckney Nason, set in the late 1800s, performed by Dan McGurk.
Beautiful stone, isn't it?
Yes.
As my good friend W.T. Baird honored me with it. The Celtic cross, emphasizing the endlessness of God's love as shown through Christ's sacrifice on the cross. Now, some of you who attend services may recognize it. It's a symbol of the Presbyterian Church that I minister at. Now, the Presbyterian Church was formed in Scotland, of course, many, many years ago. We hold on to some of our early symbols still. Now then, who present here is not entered into matrimony? No one? I see. Well, if you're not here to be wed, then you must be here to be taught. Now, my name is William Pinckney Nason, Professor Emeritus of Ethics at the Normal School since 1902. Although you good people are welcome to call me Reverend Nason, after all, I've been a preacher at the Presbyterian Church for a great deal longer. It was my friend Baird who honored me with a stone, who first invited me to make my life here in Kirksvillle. And yes, I served as second president of the Normal School, although that was not a career that I fancied much. I much prefer teaching to administration. It's easier to see how you're getting along in the world more directly when you're face-to-face with a student or a congregation. However, I have developed something of a reputation over the years, which is to say I perform more weddings than any other minister in the county. Well, what can I say? I love a wedding. I've been interested in teaching before students and preaching before a congregation my entire life. I started my teaching career in 1849 in Pontiac County, Mississippi. Then I tried it again for 2 years in Oktibbeha County, and then I retired for a while, kind of frustrated. Formal education was not living up to its potential, and that bothered me. And, truth be told, I had trouble settling in one place. I taught at several different schools early in my career, never really settling down, never finding one that seemed to fit quite right, until my friend Baird suggested that I come to Kirksvillle. That was a long journey, first by boat and then by horseback. But when I got here, I sensed that something was different. This was a place that I could make my life, or at least I hoped so. After arriving in Kirksvillle, I organized and taught at a school for about 3 years or so, when I met a man named Joseph Baldwin. Now, Baldwin had set out to create a normal school in Kirksvillle, and I thought that was a capital idea. A normal school is a college that specializes in the training of teachers. And by 1867, I was on the faculty of Joseph Baldwin's normal school. Now, Joseph and I were quite opposites in temperament. I did not have his gift of patience with the students, but I thought we complemented each other. I being the driving fire under the students, and he being the peacemaker that kept them from catching a flame. I was a rough old bird who stood for no nonsense, but I think the students were fond of me, and I certainly of them. I taught for several years at the normal school, and then I did serve for a year as president. I was not an administrator, though. I was a teacher. Now, the school was kind of in a bind when Baldwin left for president, so I willingly served, but I had no desire or intention of continuing beyond my year of service. A man named Blatton took over when my time was up, and shortly after that, I went into semi-retirement and made myself a servant of God in the church. It's only recently that I've been reinstated as Professor Emeritus. I do enjoy the students, though. In 1864, my first wife, Sarah, died after 5 years of marriage, and left me with 2 motherless sons. We boarded for a while at the home of the widow Thompson, and I learned that her first name was also Sarah. And in June of 1866, she became my second wife. One of the saddest weddings I ever performed was the wedding of my stepdaughter, Miss Murr S. Thompson, to Mr. Orlando Hanna. The wedding took place at our home on January 6, 1876. Poor Mir was already showing some of the signs of the consumption. I believe you call it tuberculosis. And just 10 months later, on November 1st, 1876, Amir died. She was only 19 years of age. The funeral was held at the Cumberland Presbyterian Church. And I performed that funeral service with a lump in my throat and a tear in my eye. In 1907, everyone in the community came out to help celebrate the 40th anniversary of the normal school. I spoke, and so did Binny Bashir. Have you met her here today? It's wonderful today to see how the campus has grown. I'm even told there's a dormitory on campus named after me. Who'd have thought it? I hear Blenton has one as well. I hear they even touch. The normal school was very good to me, as was the city of Kirksvillle and my wonderful church and congregation. I saw people leading lives so extraordinary that they need have no terror when the summons came to join the innumerable caravan. For me, that was a while ago now. Thank you.
Thank you.